Hello, callers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Captain Sergio Busquets, as it has been reported that the veteran is set for extension talks in the coming days with Barca. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then to conclude, talking about this report claiming that Barca will be without three key players for the upcoming Real Madrid clash in the Copa del Rey semi-finals on Thursday. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are highly welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. According to Sports, Barcelona midfielder and captain Sergio Busquets is set to meet with the club in order to discuss his future beyond the ongoing season. The 34-year-old midfielder is in the final 5 months of his contract at the Camp Nou, which has put his continuity at the club under doubt. Manager Xavi Hernandez has made it clear that he wants his captain to remain at the club for one more year. And while Busquets is open to that possibility, Barcelona are yet to make a formal contract proposal for him, even though they are close to renewing Sergio Roberto. But that could be set to change soon as the midfielder's entourage is set to meet with the Barca officials in the coming days in order to sit and discuss with the veteran's contract. The report states that the meeting could take place soon after the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg against Real Madrid, where Barcelona wish to learn what Busquets' decision regarding his future is. Barcelona management's idea is to offer Busquets a one-year deal, which will obviously be downward renewal, given that they need to shed their wage bill by a massive amount of 150 to 200 million euros before next season. The Catalan Giants hope to learn about the midfielder's stance in match so that they can prepare for what is next in case he decides to move on. Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad remains the priority for Barcelona to replace Sergio Busquets in case he does leave. However, his release clause of 60 million euros makes things difficult for Xavi's side to swoop him away. Busquets, for his part, is also attracting interest from clubs in the MLS and Saudi Arabia as well. Inter Miami, in particular, have been pursuing his signing for some time now. So the midfield icon will have a tough decision to make based on several factors, and so it remains to be seen which he leans on. Of course, the Busquets and his future continues to make a lot of news. Up to now, Busquets have not still made a definitive decision on what his next move is, and definitely this have made Barca continue to contemplate what will Busquets do, and so that Barca will be able to know their next plan of action. Of course, Barca have been linked with uncountable defensive midfield options, Zubimendi, Ruben Neves, and so on and so forth. You know, honestly speaking, the fact of the issue of Busquets renewing with Barca have not come down too well with many Barca fans, with many criticizing Xavi and the decision of renewing Busquets because Busquets does not still bring in that much that he usually did when he was quite younger than this. And it's only Xavi, to be honest. I, as a Barca fan, I can't say I also support the idea of manager Xavi because I think Busquets is not the Busquets of the past. And definitely, the earlier Xavi tried to get another player or use Frankie de Jong in the way he wants to use, to properly replace Busquets, the better, because I don't see the reason why up to now Xavi wants to be keeping Busquets at this club. Honestly speaking, I think Busquets was making the right decision for the fact that he wanted to leave Barca as his contract comes to an end at the end of the season. But from the look of things, Xavi have been pursuing the board and the player to stay for longer. And honestly speaking, this has not come down too well for most of us, the Barca fans. You know, so let's see how it goes. Because right now, up to now, Busquets have not even still mentioned what his next move is after Xavi have been convincing him and his entourage, which definitely means that the players still definitely have second thoughts if actually he will go to the MLS as that was his initial plan before Xavi stepped into the picture, or you accept what Xavi said and stay for much longer. So it remains to be seen, but Barca are still having options that in case the veteran does not stay, he will leave, you know, they will go for other targets. As I said, Zubimendi has been the most talked about and the most favorite that Xavi wants in case Busquets decides to depart. So it remains to be seen, still tough to call if actually Busquets will stay or he won't stay. So let's just keep fingers crossed and see what happens. Then on to the next story of discussion. This has been a very difficult period for FC Barcelona, who have succumbed to back-to-back defeats against Manchester United and Almeria, respectively. Barca's woes have been compounded by injuries as well, and the gear up and as they gear up for the upcoming Copa del Rey semi-final contest against arch rivals Real Madrid, the Catalans are set to miss out on the services of three key players. The list is led by Robert Lewandowski, who picked up a hamstring injury during the game against Almeria. He has been ruled out on the sidelines for up to 2 weeks. This could see him miss the first leg against Madrid, along with league commitments against Valencia and Athletic Club. Lewandowski should be back in action for the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-finals against Real Madrid, but his recovery will determine his return to the pitch. Meanwhile, other Barca players ruled out for the first leg are Ousmane Dembele and Pedri, both of whom are nursing injuries and are not yet ready to get back on the pitch. Dembele has been missing in action since he picked up a hamstring injury at the end of January. He has since missed 10 competitive matches for Barcelona, though he's speeding up his recovery. Pedri, meanwhile, is also suffering from a hamstring problem for almost 2 weeks. He is not expected to be back in action for at least another 2 weeks, which could serve as a major blow for Xavi Hernandez as he looks to guide his team to another victory in the El Clasico. On a rare positive for Barcelona coach, the key trio involving Jules Koundé, Araujo and Rafinha will be ready to start in this game after being rested at the weekend. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.